Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie for those who don't know me, and to those who do, I know you're probably thinking, I know this heifer already said she's done for the year. I did say that. But I'm not gonna lie to y'all, YouTube has become so much a part of my life that I've been like suffering. I've been so bored by myself. I figured let me just throw up a little video, okay? I'm gonna talk about a few hot topic things and we're gonna go about our merry way. I think I'm gonna do maybe like 2 or 3 and maybe one more live. I know, I'm such a liar. It is what it is. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. So typically I don't like to do hot topics too much because I try my best not to talk about people, especially if it's off of reality TV. Reason being, I feel like things are not linear in life. There's a lot of nuance in life, so it's pretty hard to make a judgment off of little snippets. But there have been some stories online that I did want to touch on and maybe have a jump off conversation. I don't think we'll be here for long, but even if we are, I know you guys like some long videos. The first thing I want to talk about is a story that was circling, I think it was mainly last week, or was it 2 weeks ago? I'm not quite sure. There's this YouTuber, and I'm not coming for the YouTuber whatsoever, but she now has coined a term, Christian BBL. Honey, when I saw that trending, I said, now what is that? I didn't watch the video in full, so we're gonna watch it here together.
Hey guys, so yes, apparently, as you have heard, I am the first girl ever to get a Christian BBL. A lot of people have been asking me what a Christian BBL is. I have a YouTube video up about it, but people would rather be loud and wrong. So here I am to compress basically how I got my Christian BBL and what exactly that even is. I get the YouTube vlogs are not for everyone. I only watch a few YouTubers myself. By the way, my name is Sophiology. So what is a Christian BBL and how did I end up getting mine? Okay, so I booked my surgery with Dr. Jung in Houston. I'm not sure if he's a Christian. I never asked him. It wasn't relevant to my surgery. But anyways, I'm sure God was there because God never leaves me. Everyone has called my procedure a BBL, so I call it that now too. But if we're being specific, I specifically got lipo 360 and fat transfer to my hips. If I sound aggravated, it's been a long day. But anyways, I decided that instead of getting the surgery and keeping it hush, hush, it would be nice to let my followers know I got this surgery because I'm honest. I've lost 40 pounds this year, and I also have a reputation on YouTube for weight loss, self-care, beauty influencing, you name it. So being transparent is kind of important, and I'm here for the girls. I knew not everyone would be happy about my choice to get my body done because arguably I had a nice body before, and I'm not supposed to change how God made me or whatever, but I did, and I chose to be honest about it. So I share my experience on YouTube, right? Just a regular BBL vlog. And I was met with more backlash than I expected. Like, I was being dragged. My family was so upset and worried for my mental health. Like, it was crazy. And I know I got Christian followers, but to be dragged like that is crazy. I was disgusted by the way some people were talking to me. And if you know me in real life, I don't tolerate such rubbish. You're not gonna bully me and I keep quiet in the name of I'm an influencer. If I have time, I'm gonna clap back. Never was I promoting plastic surgery or saying it's right in God's eyes. I was just being honest and sharing my experience to my followers. I think it's the Nigerian in me that can be dramatic at times. Like, it's very Nigerian to be sarcastic when you're insulting people. And when you mix sarcasm and dramatization, you basically have a recipe for what happened yesterday. So I decided, you know what? As much as I love having a Christian audience or whatever, I don't want the judgmental ones who speak to me out the side of their neck as if they're perfect or holier than everybody else. I want the girls and guys that are humble and know that a walk with God is not spotless. The only perfect example of a person is Jesus. And I found it necessary to remind people that the God I serve still loves you, even when you do things he told you not to do. God knows we sin, guys. As much as he's powerful and just, he's also merciful and loving. Also, my personal walk with God is nobody's business as well. So I clap back to the dragging. I posted on my YouTube channel yesterday, but I wanted to make sure I targeted the right audience when I posted. Like, I wanted to grab these judgmental Christians by their pubic hairs and drag them off my channel for good. So I knew exactly how to make sure they wouldn't miss this video. I knew exactly what would make them show up right on time for insults. I title my video very sarcastically, as you guys have seen now, and that is how I got a Christian BBL. Because I knew my intentions, I literally saw no issue, but of course, social media got a hand of it, and that was it. I knew it would cause trouble on YouTube. Oh, for sure. But I had no idea it would cross all social media from TikTok to Twitter or X or be trending like it was. It was never my intention to make fun of God in any way. Never. I get fear. I get sense. But I got mad. And that's what happens when you throw hands with your haters and it gets out of control. Unfortunately. Honestly, without context, it looks very bad. But I'm thankful to God for turning yet another ugly situation for me in my favor. I'm glad it has people talking about God in general. How often do you see young people talking about God and standing up for God like this? Come on. If you like, continue to drag me, Sha. I don't care. God knows my intentions were pure, and my BBL isn't following me to heaven, unfortunately. I've got to leave it behind me. Pun intended.
Okay, so that's the story behind the Christian BBL. It was long. I'm so sorry, guys. It was a little bit long. Here are my thoughts. Again, no hate towards the creator. I've received commentary as well based on my appearance, how I talk, how unprofessional I am on this channel, all kinds of things. So I totally understand the frustration of having an audience that can be mean sometimes. Like sometimes you do want to clap back. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know why she thought titling the video, I got a Christian BBL or whatever the title is, was going to get good results. And here's why. I'm a Christian. And when I was younger, I will admit, I would do things under the guise of, but God knows my heart, you know? And so I would say things to justify what I was doing, knowing that I was doing something wrong, but I was going to go and do it anyways, right? So a part of me feels like that's kind of why she put the Christian part in there, to say like, yeah, okay, it's a BBL, but I'm a Christian and God knows my heart and he understands the relationship that he and I have, so don't worry about it. I feel like if that's your business, that's your business. The response is what I would have expected, though. It is what I would have expected. Now, the response to what she posted, is that Christian-like? I don't think so. I don't think that the way people came for her is Christian-like. I don't think the way that she responded is Christian-like. I have also responded to some people, shout out to you in the DMs, who think y'all could be fresh. I have responded to people in my DMs in an unchristian way. But if we're being completely honest, it was a clickbait thing. It obviously had the desired outcome because people are now really talking about her. I used to watch Sophiology a long time ago, but she's been brought back into the forefront. Love that for her if that's what she wants. But yeah, I get the frustration that she's currently going through, but I think that a part of us needs to understand, am I doing this because I truly feel justified in what I'm doing? Or am I trying to make excuses so that I don't feel guilty or I don't feel bad? Christian BBL is crazy. Christian BBL is crazy. I also do want to give her props in being a Christian influencer at all. I'm a Christian. I don't really talk about it a lot on this channel because whenever I do, it turns into a mess. And unfortunately, I'm not going to tussle with people when it comes to my personal relationship with God. So I'm not going there. But she decided to go there. And girl, all the best. Good luck to you. So the next story that I've been seeing is the Kodak. I shouldn't laugh. I should not laugh. That is so bad. The Kodak Black story. Now, Kodak Black, at first I had just seen a screenshot. So I was like, let me find a TikTok that gives more context as to what happened. Kodak Black was a day short. A day short of being a free man, free of probation. And he violates probation the day before? Let's watch the video.
Rap superstar Kodak Black was arrested and now in federal custody after violating his probation. The rapper, whose real name is Bill Copri, bonded out of jail earlier this month after his arrest in South Florida for cocaine possession and other charges. The December 7th arrest happened in Plantation after an officer spotted a black Bentley SUV parked on a road and found him asleep in the driver's seat. The officer noted a, quote, strong odor of burnt cannabis coming from the Bentley before he opened the door. Inside the SUV was a cup in the door that smelled of alcohol, along with cannabis wrapping paper, suspect cannabis residue in the center console, and that's all according to the report. The officer also noted that the rapper's mouth was full of white powder, and that substance then later tested positive for cocaine. Now, the most recent arrest is the latest for the 26-year-old rapper who's found himself behind bars in South Florida multiple times in recent years. Kodak Black is currently being held at the Miami Federal Detention Center.
It just blew my mind because I saw a tweet, and it's so horrible, but I did laugh. It said some people are just allergic to freedom. And I feel like that's a little bit of that is Kodak, just a little bit. It seems to me like there's an addiction that he is struggling with, and I do absolutely empathize with that. That's not just something you kick overnight. But he was so close. He was almost free. I really wonder did he think, oh, since I'm so close to the finish line, it doesn't even matter anyways? Like I'm really trying to rack my brain around the rationalization of him violating probation so close to the end of it. I don't get it. It seems like what he was doing was to the extreme, the powder, the smell, being in a black Bentley. Why did she say black so hard like that? I don't know if that's just me, but I was like, damn, okay, girl. It's like extreme stuff. It wasn't even like, oh, he was caught with a small little baggie. I think he was found blocking traffic, but I'm just like, man, to have this addiction be so crippling for you that it has you on this hard of a bender, so close to the end of probation, man, that really, really sucks. I don't know. Maybe the routine of being in, this is going to sound crazy, but I'm going to say it anyways. Maybe the routine of being in prison is something, prison, jail, whatever, is something that he's now used to, and that has become his status quo. Hear me out, because I hear myself. I hear that sounds a little bit crazy, but just think, if you're so used to an environment, you've climatized to that environment. It's kind of hard to now live a life outside of what you consider the norm, what you consider your comfort zone and all that. Should being behind bars be your comfort zone? I don't know. Depends on who you are. If you really are a danger to society, maybe it is good that you feel comfortable behind bars. Oh my gosh, I should stop talking. This is crazy. I'm going to keep going though. So that's the thing that I'm thinking in my head. Like maybe there is some kind of solace in the pen. Is that a thing? I don't know. All the best to you, Kodak Black. It doesn't seem like you're harming other people, but you gotta stop harming yourself. You gotta stop harming yourself. All right, on to the next conversation. I think this just came out today. By the time you guys see this video, it will be yesterday. It's Taraji P. Henson talking about the pay disparity and her wanting to leave the industry as a whole. Now, years ago, when The Real was still on the air, honestly, I miss The Real. Because all the stuff that's going on right now, especially with the people who used to be on The Real, ooh, that would have been interesting to watch. But anyways, Taraji had gone on The Real and had said that the first person to really pay her her worth was Tyler Perry. Now, Tyler Perry is also going through some stuff. You know what? Maybe we'll talk about that story after this one. It is not confirmed that Tyler Perry is the person in question, but that is what the court of public opinion is saying. Anyways, this is about Taraji right now. Taraji feels like the first person to finally pay her her worth was Tyler Perry. And since then, nobody has really matched his energy. And she's become very frustrated with the industry that she's in. Let's watch the video.
And I heard on the street, Taraji, you had the audacity to say you're thinking about stopping acting. We said, stop talking. Are you thinking about it?
I'm just tired of working so hard, being gracious at what I do, getting paid a fraction of the cost. I'm tired of hearing my sisters say the same thing over and over. You get tired. I hear people go, "You work a lot." Well, have to. The math ain't mathing. And when you start working a lot, you know, you have a team. Big bills come with what we do. We don't do this alone. The fact that we're up, there's a whole entire team behind us.
Yes.
They have to get paid. So when you hear someone saying, "Oh, such and such made $10 million," no, that's not that didn't make it to their account. Know that off the top, Uncle Sam is getting 50%.
That's right.
Okay? So do the math. Now we have $5 million. Your team is getting 30% or whatever your team is off of what you grossed,
Sometimes
not
more.
after what Uncle Sam took. Now do the math. So
You're tired.
I'm only human, and it seems every time I do something and I break another glass ceiling, when it's time to renegotiate, I'm at the bottom again, like I never did what I just did, and I'm just tired. I'm tired. I'm tired.
I get that. I get that.
It wears on you, you know? Because what does that mean? What is that telling me?
What is it telling me? Yeah. And what does it tell me? Yeah.
You know? And if I can't fight for them coming up behind me, then what the f am I doing? I'm sorry.
So before I give my commentary, I saw Robin Thede, who is a producer. She produced and acted in and wrote too. Come on, Robin. A Black Lady sketch show on HBO. So that's how I know her. I'm sure she's done a lot of other stuff before that, but that was my introduction to her. I'm going to read what she was talking about. And also, guys, keep in mind that earlier this year, there was a writer's strike, and then SAG and AFTRA chose to join in. So the whole industry has just been struggling for a while now. This is what Robin says. Taraji is telling the absolute truth. 70 to 80% of gross income is gone off the top of taxes and commissions, agents, managers, lawyers, etc. And for those who pay other employees as well, baby, the math ain't mathin'. And I know you're like 10 million minus 8 million is still 2 million. Yes, that's true. However, 10 million is very rare. Most of your favorite Black actresses make about $250K to $500K for starring in movies. Shut up. I didn't know that. I actually did not know that at all. Let's keep reading. So that amounts to 50 to 100K net earnings. And you might only get one project a year. That's real. Now they have to pay social media managers because y'all will drag them if they don't have dope content. This is true. Stylists, because y'all will drag them if they look busted. Hair and wigs, because y'all will drag them if they look busted. Not to mention important-ish like childcare, school for said kids, keeping a roof over their heads, somewhere they can feel safe with their family, away from the paparazzi who invade their privacy. That's real. I know this life looks glamorous for someone like her, and I know there will be comments like 100K is a lot of money. It is. But do the math of all of it, and it's often still living check to check and not creating generational wealth, especially living in LA or New York, all the while watching non-Black actors get paid way more. Real. This woman is Oscar nominated. Imagine the struggle for 99% of the rest. Maybe folks won't relate, but that's also the issue. Being misunderstood and people just assuming they're rich. So next time y'all see an actor working at Trader Joe's, maybe it would hit different. Lastly, to Taraji, she addresses this. She is a goddess. I met her when I was a stand-in on All of Us, and she was a guest star. She treated me with the utmost kindness. I saw her a week ago at an award show, and she grabbed me and told me how proud she was of me. She always fought for us. Now, I know a lot of the opinions of people is like she said at the beginning, okay, 8 mil off of 10, you still got 2 mil. For the average person, yeah, that sounds amazing. But now imagine when you're now living in that bracket and you are supposed to be getting 10 mil and you do get 2 mil. Imagine being somebody who, look, the thousandaires, a really well-off thousandaire person is making maybe 500K. That is amazingly well. That is well above average. And you're only getting what? 50K at the end of the day? Or you're supposed to be making 100K and what you bring home at the end of the day is 10. I do see how tough it is being in that situation. I do understand and I do empathize. I think that there is a conversation to be had in all industries about pay disparities for women, people of color, and then the intersectionality of that being a Black woman specifically. It's a conversation to be had, honestly. And if people don't believe that it exists, ask somebody in your life. I promise you there's somebody that you know who's experiencing a pay disparity that is not working in their favor due to their personal identification or things that they can't change about themselves. Being a Black individual, being a woman in the workplace. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So I do feel for her, and it's sad that she wants to even quit because she has made such amazing art in her field. Just amazing. Some stuff, you know, Acrimony. I haven't watched it, but I heard some things. Y'all aren't really fans of Acrimony. But Taraji is a stellar actress. And I think that a lot of people are just saying, at the end of the day, can I just be paid what I'm worth? I'm not asking for more. Ooh, wasn't it Monique who said it? Monique said, I'm not asking for more. I'm not asking for less. I'm asking for what I'm worth.
Countess Vaughn and I did a show called The Parkers. The Parkers has now been on air for 24 years. And they're trying to convince us, through our ownership of the show, that we made absolutely no money.
And it's baffling, being that when you have a conversation with the executive producers, and they allude to the fact that the show in its entirety, 5 years, was made for under $70 million. It went out of production in 2004, but by 2009, we see profit participation statements that show the program made over $700 million, but yet was in a close to $1 billion, if not $1 billion deficit.
So what we're asking you, CBS, is can you please treat these two Black women fairly? When our brother Dave Chappelle, who ironically had a deal with CBS, said he signed the deal out of desperation and it was a bad deal, they were able to go back and do the right thing. And they made that deal fair and they paid Dave Chappelle what he rightfully deserved. What we're asking you, CBS, don't pay us any more, but don't pay us any less.
So I didn't watch this video before I picked it. I didn't realize the music was so dramatic. I did not put the music there. It was already in the video. I hope Taraji does not quit, but I understand how demoralizing it can be for her and for the people coming up behind her. Definitely, we saw people struggling earlier this year and just showing how predatory these big production companies can be when it comes to the acting industry and all that stuff, the movie, the TV show, all that stuff. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm sad. I am sad. And I hope it doesn't get to the point where she has to give up her dream. Because at the end of the day, some people do dream to be actors and actresses and stuff. Imagine you wanting to be a lawyer, you wanting to be a doctor, you wanting to be an engineer, and that being like the reason why you live and breathe every day, and that being snatched from you. Just to put it in perspective. Now, I'm not really sympathizing with the filthy rich people, because honey, the rich will still get richer. We just will never understand the kind of lifestyle that they be living. But on a human level, I understand where she's coming from. So I did say I was going to touch on quickly the Christian Keys situation. I will admit I have not seen the video in full. I'm just going to insert it after in post editing because I don't have it with me here. But Sorry, I'll insert some air time to let it play.
I'm also interjecting again just to say I didn't realize the video was an hour long. So I'm just gonna get Kempire to just summarize it for us here. And then Christian did post a follow-up video. I'll insert that one as well.
Actor Christian Keys is speaking out in an hour-long video accusing a powerful man in Hollywood of sexually harassing him and attempting to SA him. So Christian Keys went on his live stream on IG last night for an hour talking about his experience in Hollywood. He did not name anyone specific. I know there are a lot of names going around, including Tyler Perry, who he worked with back in 2005 and periodically over the years. He says back in 2005 is when he started bringing around recording devices, keychains, pens, because he says predators often will check your phone or turn off your phone when they're making these harassing statements. Christian claims that he's willing to take multiple lie detector tests to prove that what he's saying is true. He also claims that this powerful man in Hollywood, even at a time when he wasn't working with this man, came to his apartment and asked him to get undressed and that he would pay him $100,000. Christian says that he never wavered in his response of saying no to this level of harassment and attempted SA. He also says that he has multiple recordings from over the years that he's going to bring to the police. I don't think people realize that, especially for a man, a black man, to speak out about sexual harassment, how hard it is. It's hard enough for victims in general, but I know a lot of people that don't speak up. So shout out to him for his bravery for speaking up and doing what he needs to do in order to protect himself and possibly others.
So my brother hit me. He was a little concerned about safety when dealing with powerful people. The good news is several family members and my attorney have the proof, the video description, the breakdown, the audio, the names of the people, all of that. So if anything happens to me, then that information will come out. And I trust God. I'm out here setting up scholarships and doing right by people. God ain't gonna let nobody do no dumb stuff here. So, love y'all, mean it. I appreciate y'all.
So what I gathered is that he has been sexually assaulted by a big name. Did not say who it was, but a lot of people are assuming that it's Tyler Perry because he has worked on a lot of Tyler Perry projects over the years. He has not confirmed that. He hasn't denied it either. You can take that as you may. But I just wanted to touch on it quickly because I think a lot of times when we think of abuse, it's typically a man inflicting it on a woman for people to see it as valid in their head. And even then, sometimes people will still blame the victim. Well, what did she do to make him act that way? When it is a man being abused by a woman, typically people don't take them seriously, more so when it's a man being abused by another man. You know what I'm saying? Feel how you feel about Terry Crews. He had spoken about something similar years ago as well, and people clown him till kingdom come. Till kingdom come! They clown that man. I don't know what was the end result of that conversation, but the fact that people went straight to this cannot be real, I can understand how tough it would be for somebody like Christian Keys to want to speak out, because rarely, if ever, are they believed in situations like these. It goes without saying, when somebody has a big name, when they have a lot of status, power, money, all of that, it is very easy for them to abuse the smaller people in their network, and then also have a lot of people turn a blind eye because they don't want to be on the brunt end of blowing the whistle. They don't want to now lose out on potential opportunities. I mean, we saw it with the Diddy situation. I know Diddy's people are now clocking who's talking about Diddy. Hey. All that I'm saying is there's a lot of tight lips. Let's not even touch on that. I've talked about it before. Go watch one of the old lives if you want to know my opinion on the Diddy situation. But my heart goes out to Christian Keys. I hope that he seeks restitution. I hope that justice is served to whatever degree that may be. I hope that he finds peace with that, because even if justice is served, that was a mental thing that he went through, a physical thing that he went through, and that gets carried along with you as life goes on. So yeah, I do hope for peace for him. And I hope that this empowers more people to speak out about their story. Just because somebody's in a place of power does not mean that they have the right to just get away with mistreating people. You know what I mean? And I hope that there's a respect for the smaller names in whatever industries, and to not just take advantage of somebody just because they don't hold the same kind of power that you hold in that space. The last thing I wanted to share with you guys was this album by Adam Blackstone. It is a Christmas album, and my brother literally just called me maybe an hour before I came on this video, so I just wanted to share with you guys. This is like a jazz for the culture. I know it might be an oxymoron because jazz did start in the culture, but it really feels like a FUBU situation. If you're looking for some Christmas music to listen to that has BJ the Chicago Kid, Keke Palmer is on there. Who else is on here? Andra Day. I didn't even see Andra Day. Period. Honey, I was sold at BJ the Chicago Kid and Keke Palmer, but Andra Day, Boys to Men. Give it a listen if y'all want to, with Christmas coming around. That's all the stories I want to talk to you guys today. If you have anything else you want me to talk about, just let me know. I will try to do a live about the funniest moments of 2023. I just want to do something light. You know, we've been talking about a lot of heavy stuff the last few weeks on this channel. So if you have some content that you want me to react to, please send it over to me. And until then, happy holidays, happy new year. If I don't see you, Merry Christmas, and I'll see you in the next one.